I was born in 1946, and soon after my birth, there were rumors going around that there is going to be a partition of a country which was India. Nobody took it very seriously at that time, and a census was held asking who wants to be in so-called Pakistan and who wants to go back to India. Well, my family had roots in that part of the country. They were born, brought up, and stayed there for generations. So obviously, they all said that in case the partition does take place, we will stay here and we will make our life in Pakistan as we have been doing earlier. But after some time, the few violence started breaking out, the riots taking place, and the things gradually started becoming worse in that part, that was the West. Punjab, it was known as at that time. When the things became really bad, some of the people, good friends of my family, told my parents that it's better that you shift to a safer place. My father asked, safer place? Well, I'm here, I have been born and brought up of here, what more can be a safer place for me? They said, no, the things are becoming bad. And imagine, a Muslim family took my parents, my family, to their own home. And they said, you stay there for a couple of days till the things settle down. So my father, mother, they just packed a few things as if they're going for a vacation, and they moved to their home. They stayed there for about a week. But by that time, the things had become so bad that their own people all around started questioning that Muslim family whom everyone used to call Maulviji, that you are harboring a Hindu family, and we will burn your house also. Well, he stood like an armor and said that if you want to touch even single person out of them, first you have to slaughter all of us, and only then you can reach. But later on, he also realized that things were not very smooth, so he organized a truck with goods which was going to India, made a place in the middle, put the family, that is the 4 children, my parents, and with no belongings, for a safe passage to India. So overnight, our family became a refugee. Number of family members probably could not even make it. So we landed in a place, small place in Uttar Pradesh, that is Saharanpur. They were all put in a room called in a refugee camp, and anybody who came from that part of the country over here, so they accommodated everyone. Everybody was probably at that time heartbroken and had a large heart at the same time. So in that small little rooms, as many people could be accommodated or put in that particular place. As my parents tell, because I was too small, that a bullock cart used to come. There were no trucks, vans in those days with the ration, with the food. Everybody would sit in a row asking for food, and they were so obliged that we have something to eat and we are alive. Nobody committed suicide. Nobody had a nervous breakdown. You can imagine the mental makeup of that particular generation. Today, a small failure, and here probably we need a psychiatric help or this. In the evening, everybody would sit, including the woman of the house and the gentleman, and trying to find out what is future in store for them, how to build their life. My father had served in a British army and went for the World War II, so he was taken into the armed forces, not as an officer, he joined as a havaldar. I mean, he's probably one of the soldiers over there. He was thankful to God. What I remember, my parents, whatever little I recollect, none of them had any bitterness. They only said, I belong to a Punjabi family. In Punjabi, they used to say, Pul jao, agge vado. Means, forget about what has happened, look forward and make your life. So this is how we came to India as a refugee and how my parents started building their life. Now, after the trauma of the partition and whatever they went through, so my father had decided one thing, that he will give education and healthy food to his children. Education means whatever they can do, and healthy food, no luxuries, but only so that they can grow healthy. And you will learn everything. Okay, I started, and now I became very sincere because I didn't want to see failure in the eyes of my father. So 1 year I spent only in learning physics and chemistry. Well, next year I appeared for the PMT exams I deserved, and I got admission in good medical colleges of UP, that was Kanpur and Agra. Everybody was very happy, okay? And just 2 days were left for me to join the college. Suddenly, a big brown envelope appeared in our house. So we kept it aside. When my father came in the evening, and he says, "Koi government ka koi chithi aayi hai." So he read, he was thrilled. That letter was from Armed Forces Medical College for me, saying that I have got admission over there. And my father said, "Forget about Kanpur, forget about Agra, you are going to join Armed Forces Medical College." Now, Armed Forces Medical College had only 1 year of standing. Forget about the India, even in Pune, nobody knows where is this particular college. So I said, "I'm not going to join this college, which nobody has heard about." He said, "Doesn't matter, it is run by the armed forces, it will have very good discipline." Now tell me, what discipline has got to do with the of becoming a doctor? So here, I was forced to join a Armed Forces Medical College. He packed me that, "Okay, here you are, and you're going to join FMC." I landed in Armed Forces Medical College. We were told, "This is your hostel." And the hostel, I was looking all about, and what did I see? A long barrack with just 20 beds put over there, and that was our hostel. I knew that, yes, this is what my father wanted me, and here I am, which has got no basic. But let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, 15 days in that college, and I think that was one of the biggest turning point of my life. Me coming from Saharanpur, has never traveled beyond Delhi, and all of us over there used to think anybody above Bhopal is Punjabi, and everybody below Bhopal is Madrasi. That's all the idea what we had about the India. There we had a student from every state. We had Parsis, we had people from, Jews, we had Bohris, we had, name a place. And that is the one which taught me what India is. And I thank Armed Forces Medical College for what I was. Anyway, I understood the subject, I did well in the college, and then came the last straw. See, during the college when I joined, they asked us, "Do you want a stipend?" Means you'll get 75 rupees a month, and you have to sign this bond. We didn't understand what bond, 75 rupees, a big money. I will be helped to my father, so we had signed that bond. When I passed out, I realized that 75 rupees what we get was a bond that will be joining the armed forces. And now if I have to break that bond, I have to pay 3,500 rupees. Now who has the 3,500 rupees? I didn't have, so I joined the army. So ladies and gentlemen, I became a doctor, my father wanted. I joined Armed Forces Medical College, my father wanted. And I joined army because I could not pay 3,500 rupees. And that was that time when ladies were considered in the armed forces as you can say, a stage artist. They would come, they would go, and they will just serve for a few months. There was nobody to stay permanent over there. But when I joined the college over there, for the first couple of years was very happy. I was very happy over there. But everybody would tell me that you are joining, it's a man's world. As a lady, you have no future. But nothing sinked in. Well, I got married, and now I asked for my posting to Srinagar, where my husband was there. That was the 71, when the war was looming, and all the families were sent back. It was declared a non-family station. So when my application over there, the army had said, "Look at this lady, she wants to come and stay with her husband, not as an officer. They thought I'm coming as a wife over there. And they said, nothing doing. My application was sent back. And they politely told me, in armed forces, the policy is not to post husband and wife together. The wife can stay, but not the officers and all. Very funny rule. Anyway, after that, when I was a year, I was going to have my first child, so I asked for a maternity leave. Again, Army headquarters went through all the rules. What kind of leave is authorized? Annual leave, casual leave, sick leave. There's nothing known as maternity leave because there were no lady officers and the gentlemen officers don't have babies. So there was nothing known as maternity leave. And they told me, you manage whatever you want. We don't have this particular rule over here. So I said, I can't continue in this kind of a scenario where there are no rules and regulation for the lady officers at all. One very senior surgeon, he called me. And he says, look, times change, people change, policies change. And if you want, you are the one who can bring this change. Nobody else. So don't run away, don't crib, work hard, become professional, and bring this change. Otherwise, the ladies will never be accepted in the armed forces. Well, it really, I said, okay, I'll continue. I wanted to be a surgeon, so I thought I applied professionally. I want to be a surgeon. My application once, twice, I never heard of it. They didn't want a lady, a surgeon, to operate on a soldier. Unheard of. So I was told, see, the ladies are taken in armed forces mainly to look after the families of the soldier. So you apply for gynae, that will be better. I said, okay. I had no choice. I applied to be a gynecologist. My God, I was not only taken in, I found myself the first on the merit list. So I did my post-graduation again and became a gynecologist. Now, those days, the tag of the lady officers, now I'm talking about 70s there, hardly any ladies, was, number one, lady officers work sometimes. The married lady officers, okay, rarely. Married lady medical officers, don't expect them to work. Now, with this tag, after doing my post-graduation, I went to a large hospital in Jalandhar. When I went over there, the commandant called the head of the department and told, you're getting a gynecologist. But don't be happy. She's a lady, she's married, and she's got 2 small children. So she's not going to work for you. So I was not accepted as a professional over there. So anyway, I had to work. I assure you, it took me 2 years to establish that, yes, a lady officer, a gynecologist, can work as hard as anybody else. I had to rope in my parents, my in-laws, everybody to look after my children and make sure that I work as hard and this tag goes away. Well, I was happy. By the time I left, they realized, yes, lady officers can work. So this went on, and I finished my professional career. In the meantime, I realized that the soldiers, the armed forces is a soldier-centric organization. The family's treatment is given as a welfare. But there was lots of problem, and the biggest problem, I'll give you only one incident, is the infertility amongst the soldiers, because most of the time they spend where? In the field areas, in the high altitudes. Hardly they get time to spend with their families. So I thought I must do something. And those days, these infertility centers were hardly 1 or 2, one in Bombay, one somewhere else. So I worked hard. During my annual leave, I went, found out what I can do. I made a big project, for setting up of an infertility center in armed forces. I was invited to give a presentation. Well, you know how armed forces is. So you have worked over there, large number of senior officers. I gave a presentation, and I could make out everybody was blank. They didn't understand a word what it means. But one thing they understood was that my project means that I want my soldiers to have babies. They all got up. My God, in our country, there's so much of explosion of population, and look at this doctor who wants to produce more children. And I was considered almost as an anti-national. I mean, bringing up more children in this world. I had to literally convince everyone to avail. Then I said, okay, let's go back door. I tried to find out how many senior officers don't have children? How many of them, their children have not been able to conceive? So I went to their families, tried to convince them, and I was proud that my center was sanctioned, and we had one of the best centers in the armed forces. Of course, after that, they said, okay, now you are a good professional. I had to go as an administrator. So they posted me to Jammu. That is the time, again, there was an attack on parliament. We were almost at war. And everybody thought, it's okay, you are a good professional, but you have to command a hospital. And you have to command so many people. Will she be able to do it or not? But everybody had a doubt. But let me tell you one thing, that your juniors, your soldiers, or people who are working, they look at the chair, not who's sitting over there, not whether it's a lady or a gentleman. They only want one thing, that at the time of crisis, their commandant will sail them through. They look at them like a ship. They look at the captain, that in every thick and thin and storm, the captain will sail the ship through the safety. I had excellent tenure as an administrator, and after that, I would say, I think I crossed the boundaries as a professional, as an administrator, and when I picked up my rank as a lieutenant general, I got posted back to Armed Forces Medical College from where I started, and I think that was the most glorious moment of my life. So at the end, I just want to convey one thing to you. There's nothing known as a gender, well, a male or female. Some people told me, well, Dr. Arora, you have been very lucky to become the first lady lieutenant general. I thought to myself, is it my good luck? Yes. I was lucky to have parents who gave me the education. I was lucky to have teachers who guided me rightly. I was lucky to have colleagues who really supported me, and lucky to serve in an organization, armed forces, which in spite of all odds, they supported me and they did not discriminate after they were convinced. But all this gives you a strong foundation. You have to build your life on that. And the architect of that life is nobody, you are the architect. So given a good foundation, build a life and work hard for it. It is for you people to cross all the boundaries. And I wish all of you all the best and break all the boundaries which are there.